Good morning, good morning. I am on my way to work right now. I actually recently discovered this place where I could get breakfast. I have been going to work here in Cassadaga, which is an hour away from home, and every single day I've been going without breakfast. I have to wake up really early, and a lot of times I don't wake up in time to get ready for work, plus make something. A lot of times I wake up and I just don't have the energy or the motivation or the self-love or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to work on that. However, today I paid $20 and I got 3 eggs, pumpkin pie, a latte, some oatmeal, and that's it. I tipped $5. Oh, I was reading this morning how coffee, according to traditional Chinese medicine, can help with liver cheese stagnation. I've been having liver blood deficiency, so this is my attempt to nourish the self with food as my medicine. Pumpkin is on my list of things to help with my heart, and so is oats, and eggs is also on the list. I'm struggling to remember which one is for liver blood stagnation and heart blood stagnation, and what's for heart shock. So I'm looking into all these things, and I'm just kind of trusting my body. My body was telling me this morning coffee, and I was like, dude, I don't even drink coffee. Why are you telling me to go get coffee? That's not like me. So here I am. Perfect temperature too. Num 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 num. Medicine for the liver. I was also reading about these other traditional Chinese medicine herbs that I am interested in getting into my personal collection. And if I can find them on Amazon, I'm totally going to go through with that. However, I'm also going to check what I call Healing Waters Clinic. They kind of specialize in herbs and natural medicine treatment, especially traditional Chinese medicine. It's been very important to me to continue my path on becoming an acupuncturist. I did it's called Kundalini Yoga. I'm laughing at the irony of the power of God or the power of the universe. A year ago or months ago, I met this girl, Ashley, who I thought was just the super coolest, hottest, most badass girl, okay? She was really cool. She was a mom, super powerful energy. She was choosing to become a yoga instructor, and her line was just really hot. She's like, I'm doing this for me. Not for the money, not to become a teacher, but for me to heal and to do this work. And I just resonated with that so extensively, and it was just such a key to my persistence and my development on my path of becoming a yogi. So I go to yoga as I normally do at Now and Zen, and God, Alora is so psychic and intuitive, so she's channeling all this energy to us, telling us into these postures, and the posture I go into is called Broken Wing, and I just bawl hysterically, all these injuries, that are hiding in the lodge of my heart. And then I go into what Luna taught me is called Dragon's Pose, and I have all this stuff in my throat, and I just start drooling excessively and just releasing all of this energy, and I just I just cry and just release all of this anger. It's all this anger, but it's coming out in the form of tears and just sadness and just no sounds releasing from me. I actually released some sound yesterday that I had a safe place with my partner's ETM, and just after I released, I suddenly was oh, I feel fine, a little child, you ever see a little kid who's really upset, and then the child throws the tantrum, and suddenly, oh, everything's okay now, I'm fine, let's go play. I let all this out, I threw myself on the ground, or the child forms of expression. So I'm noticing these things as my adult form, and notice how I have all this energy before having the coffee, so well, let's see what happens. Second sip, so good. And there's like no sugar in this, no spices. I didn't want any pumps of anything. I just wanted straight coffee, medicine for my liver. I'm also kind of excited to eat eggs. I also packed a lunch, so I'm kind of being like an extra spoiled brat, kind of going gluttony into the food today. However, there have been times where I haven't been eating and nourishing myself, and in the times that I did, I was eating cookies or just things as an escape. I'm actually like on my, I want to say week 3 not smoking marijuana, which is like a huge thing for me, you know. And just like what happens is when you've been using those medicines for suppressing your grief and your anger and your sadness and your turmoil for so long, when you how do you say, like when you finally are off of all medications, right? Like all that stuff comes up. Everything that I've been hiding and burying inside my body is coming up. And then like so after I did yoga at Now and Zen, there was this guy that shows up and just starts talking. And this guy who's talking is like one of the students' dad. And he's like talking about Yogi Bhajan. And Yogi Bhajan just so happens to be like this $75 book that I have on my Amazon wish list right now. And it's the same book that Ashley had and let me get my hands on. You know how I am, you know, I'm using my intuition. I'm closing my eyes and I'm randomly opening the book and coming across like all these mudras, you know. So Shuni, patience, you know. Some of you were like in the process with me and on my channel watching my videos as I made this development. So some of you may know what I'm talking about. And just like, so to have these experiences. And then so he sets up like right then and there, like, okay, I'm gonna come here tomorrow and I'm gonna do like this free class, you know. And it ends up being through donation. I actually had like $8 in my glove box and I like literally put all of that in there. And he taught like all these great things, you know, like how like Yogi Bhajan, you know, they did a lot of teachings about tithing. You know how the church teaches you how to tithe like 1/10 of your income? Well, Yogi Bhajan thought that the only thing that was really valuable was your time and your energy. So he would do sadhana of like 2.5 hours is like 1/10 of a day. So I thought that was really enlightening. So this guy, he takes us through 3ho, okay, .org. And on 3ho.org there's a like an awakening or something like that. I have notes written down somewhere. And wow, like, so we go through all this, we do all these breathing exercises, and then just like my body goes into like this convulsion, and like I know personally what my epigenetic memory is inside my body from my ancestors, particularly like the Native American side of my family. And just my whole body's like going into automatic postures and shaking, and just like I'm having to like cover myself with a blanket and go back into the womb feeling. And just like that's always been a thing for me. And it wasn't until I met Joy Kimmel, touchofthewilderness.com, that I like learned how important like that feeling is, and that emergence and that like experience. And she kind of really helped bring language to like my feelings and what I was experiencing. And it was such an honor to like do some training and working with this woman. And now I'm in the process of like continuing my own personal healing, and it can be very difficult to be going through such pain and extremities, especially like when there's not really a lot of people that have like the space and the energy to know how to handle such extreme wounds. And if I had to narrate the type of energy of the wounds, it would be of the energy of rape and just total like self-deprivation and famine and suffering and torture, and just having to go within and face the body and just allow the feelings to come up, and without judgment, without creating a story, and just having to embrace the feelings, embrace the energy, and to just allow myself to feel and be without a story, right? Without like creating a heuristic of like, oh, well, this is happening because of this, or so that's been quite fascinating. A lot of my verbal language and teachings is coming from my partner ZTM. He's been excessively helpful about mindfulness and about regenerating myself in this new way. And he's a huge reason why I also am on the path of yoga. So many thanks to him for sharing his light with me so that I can become like him in some level, you know. So even if he chooses to never have kids or whatever his path is, his light lives on through me as me. And there are so many of you who have shared your light with me, so even if you do not have kids, or even if you do have kids, like part of you lives on through me as me, because I have become a part of you, because now I behave like you, or I think like you, or I feel like you, or I see things like you. And I'm so thankful for like all of these teachings and Yogi Bhajan. Like I've read like a lot of really bad reviews like on like the workbooks and stuff like that. Like people try to say that it was a cult or that this man had bad intentions. And you know, I recognize people have also tried to say this about Amrit Desai with the celibacy and all those things like that. And just like, for me, that's just like, that is not the path of the yogi. Like, that is judgment. That is attachment to likes and dislikes. Like, you are keeping a wedge in your heart, not allowing yourself to fully bloom and to express and to be happy. So all this forgiveness energy is going on. And I'm working with a lot of different shamanic healing tools or classic religious healing tools, such as like holy water and flowers and all these different sacred sounds, the rattles. And I'm seeing my shaman tomorrow, so I'm very, very excited to be doing that. And he just texted me, like, what are the chances? Look at this, like, I say his name and blah, like, universe is just like, magic, okay? I am sweating like hysterically, and I gotta get in there. And I got a bunch of things to carry in today into Cassadaga. I'm actually here working all weekend too, so I'll be providing my service. I'm very excited to be of service. I have so much to offer, and I've learned so much, and I can only imagine what's coming next. My dreams have been phenomenal. So the Kambo cleanse, and then now the Bufo, and then the ayahuasca, and I just heard about this thing called Changa. So we'll see what 2020 has in store for me. What you can do for me is I give you permission to send cash contributions if you have learned something from me, even if it's just $1. It's a matter of the intention, the power of your intention, your love, your blessings, you know? So like you could send $1 and be like, may you not ever have to worry about money again. or just like not even having to say it as much as just really feel it in your body. You know what I mean? I always do like to play games with numerology and say use the number 26, because 26 is my birthday, and 2 + 6 is 8. It's unconditional love. And remind me, or Keith, or anybody, please look up what the number 6 means. Maybe leave that in the comments of this video. And maybe I've already looked that up, but like I need like, you know what I mean? Like repetition. Repetition really helps with learning. So I love you. Ho'oponopono. Jabagwan. Keep up the good work. I'll be here for you. I'm interested in doing private sessions with you, so please don't be shy. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Jabagwan.